Knife crime in London is up 58% since 2021. That is a shocking, frightening figure.
Nigel Farage stunned Sadiq Khan with an unexpected revelation during live interview. You're not going to believe what just happened on live television. It started off as a calm political discussion, Sadiq Khan talking about London, his policies, his leadership. Everything seemed under control, until Nigel Farage stepped in. And in a moment that no one saw coming, he dropped a revelation that completely changed the tone of the entire conversation. Even the host froze for a second, and the camera caught Sadiq Khan's reaction. You could see it, that flash of disbelief, that moment where confidence turned into caution. Because what Farage revealed and the way he said it sent ripples through both sides of the political spectrum. So, what exactly did he say? It all happened during a nationally broadcast interview, one that was meant to focus on the upcoming local elections and London's growing concerns over safety, transport, and cost of living. Sadiq Khan was firm, defending his record. He spoke about making the city greener, cleaner, and fairer. The tone was familiar, confident, practiced, and polished. Then the host turned to Farage. The Reform UK leader leaned in slightly, smiled faintly, and said, "You know, it's interesting hearing all this talk about fairness, because Londoners keep asking me fair for who?" And just like that, the room went quiet. Farage didn't raise his voice. He didn't interrupt. He just started laying out what he called the truth that ordinary people already know. He mentioned rising transport costs, safety concerns in outer London, and the frustration of small business owners struggling with taxes and restrictions. But then came the line that everyone remembers. You can't call it leadership when people feel less safe, less free, and less heard than they did years ago. That's the clip that exploded online. Within minutes, the internet was buzzing. Clips were everywhere: TikTok, X, YouTube Shorts. And people were split right down the middle. Some were calling it the moment someone finally said what needed to be said. Others argued that Farage was grandstanding, playing politics with public frustration. But what no one could deny was that it landed. Even the host admitted afterward that the temperature in the studio changed instantly. Now, to understand why this hit so hard, you need to look at the bigger picture. Nigel Farage and Sadiq Khan represent two completely different versions of Britain. Khan stands for progressive, global London, diverse, forward-looking, international. Farage stands for the populist wave, proud, national, and unapologetically critical of what he calls elite politics. So when these two worlds collide live on air, you're not just watching a debate, you're watching Britain argue with itself. And this latest exchange was more than just words, it was symbolic. Farage wasn't just questioning Khan's policies. He was challenging his connection to everyday people. That's what made the moment so powerful. One political commentator put it best on Sky News later that night. Farage isn't playing by Westminster rules anymore. He's speaking directly to voters' emotions, and that's why moments like this resonate. And that's exactly what happened. After the broadcast, public reaction was immediate and fierce. A wave of comments poured in online. Farage is saying what so many Londoners feel but can't say out loud. Khan looked rattled. Finally someone pushed back. Agree or not, Farage knows how to hit where it hurts politically. But of course, others fired back. Farage oversimplifies everything. Running a city isn't a soundbite. This is just theater. Khan's doing his job. Whichever side you're on, everyone agreed it was one of those moments. The kind of exchange people talk about for days. Now, Sadiq Khan's team didn't waste time responding. A spokesperson later said, "The mayor stands by his record. London is leading the world on climate action, equality, and community safety." But even supporters quietly admitted that Farage managed to dominate the narrative. Because while Khan was defending policy, Farage was tapping into emotion, and that's where the real battle is now. It's not about data sheets or council reports anymore. It's about connection. Voters are tired of hearing polished talking points. They want to hear honesty, or at least something that feels honest. And that's Farage's political gift. He can turn frustration into a punchline and criticism into a rallying cry. He doesn't need everyone to agree with him, he just needs people to listen. And right now, they are. Behind the scenes, some insiders in Westminster are reportedly unsettled. One unnamed Labour advisor told The Guardian, Moments like this are why Farage remains dangerous politically. He doesn't need a party machine, he just needs airtime. Meanwhile, Reform UK supporters celebrated online, saying this was the turning point, proof that their movement is cutting through the noise. And truthfully, whether you support them or not, it's impossible to ignore how this moment captured the mood of a frustrated public. People are worried about prices, safety, and trust, and those emotions don't disappear with statistics. So, where does this leave Sadiq Khan? Politically, he's still strong. Polls show consistent support in central London. But perception-wise, that's shifting. This exchange reminded voters of something powerful. Tone matters just as much as policy. Because in that one moment on air, Nigel Farage did something few managed to do: he shifted the narrative. And once the conversation moves from facts to feelings, it's very hard to pull it back. As one analyst on GB News put it, Farage knows the art of the moment. He doesn't win debates by logic, he wins them by emotion. And that's exactly what this was: a masterclass in message control. He knew what he was doing. He waited for his moment, said his piece, and walked away, leaving the entire debate echoing his words. Even those who disagreed couldn't stop replaying that clip. So maybe this wasn't just another TV debate. Maybe it was a reminder that in British politics, one sharp moment can rewrite the story, and Nigel Farage just proved it again.